Why is it that for some of us, we can be surrounded by people, yet we still feel lonely? Is it that on some level, we feel like we will truly never belong? Is it our awkwardness, our likes, our looks, our intelligence, or lack thereof? What is it about us that we feel that we will truly never belong? For those of you who deal with anxiety and low self-esteem and low confidence, this video is for you. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how we can build confidence by truly knowing ourselves and feeling a sense of belonging within ourselves. Before we get started, I just wanted to welcome those of you who are new here. Welcome. My name is Bridget and I'm a parent and mindset coach. I also have a free Facebook group called Raising Me While Raising You, and it's an awesome community filled with amazing parents who are likely on the same journey as you are if you're a parent and you've clicked on today's video. We talk about mindset, we talk about confidence, so if that interests you, I'm going to leave a link in the description and I hope to see you there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I post videos every single Tuesday and Friday. So that being said, let's get into the video. Before we get into what I'm actually going to talk about, which is understanding yourself and knowing yourself and feeling a sense of belonging, I want to kind of set the scene with how I was before and how I am now. So for those of you who have been on the channel before, you'll know that I had struggled with social anxiety in the past, and I've made so many videos on it, so I'm going to leave probably the most watched up here, so make sure you check that out if you struggle with social anxiety. After I started overcoming some of those issues with social anxiety, I felt like I was pretty sociable. I still feel I'm sociable, but in the past, I used to feel sociable. I felt like I knew how to conduct myself in a conversation. I knew what to say and how to say it and how to fit in, really. But I never really felt like I could belong. And it led me to feeling that even though I was surrounded by so many relationships, I had a lot of friends, I never really felt close enough with any of them. And so I still felt this sense of loneliness. And don't even get me started with how I felt when I was truly alone. That's when all of those scary thoughts start to come up and you're like, okay, no, I don't want to be here. This is too much for me. But the best way I can describe it to you guys is that for the majority of my life, I really felt like I was on autopilot. I felt like I was struggling with a lot of conditioned beliefs and limiting beliefs about myself and about the world around me. I felt like I was just going through the motions of things and never really asking myself if I believed that, or if that was one of my values, or if that's what I thought about myself, or that's what I thought about someone else. And it led me to this place where one day I kind of just woke up and was like, who the heck am I? And I started asking myself, well, why do I feel so alone? Why do I struggle with low self-esteem? Why am I still having some of these beliefs about myself even though I felt like I did so much work to get here? I overcame the social anxiety, so why do I still feel this way? Why am I still struggling? And there's a reason that I was still struggling. It was because I felt like I couldn't or didn't belong, rather. And you know, humans, it's primal for us to feel that sense of belonging. We are constantly striving to belong and feel socially connected. But it was because I wasn't feeling socially connected, which is that belonging, that I had low self-esteem and that I still had struggled with anxiety and I still struggled with my confidence. And so here are some of the things that I did to finally start feeling like I belong somewhere. The first one is writing. Writing was really powerful for me in a couple of different ways. I've talked about how I used writing as a way to heal. I used writing as a way to overcome my social anxiety, overcome some difficult traumas from the past, and grief, and just so many other things that I dealt with. So writing was always powerful, but writing allowed me to do something that nothing else really could. I am an introvert. I also struggle with anxiety. And so fear of judgment has always been prevalent in my life. When I write, I feel disconnected from the world around me. It is a very satisfying place to be in. And when I write, it allows some of my thoughts that are in my head to become more clear to me and focused. When they're up here, things can get chaotic. That's a part of why I had to film this video 3 times for you. Because I have so many things to talk about, I have so many things to say, and they all just get lost. And so the message itself gets lost because it doesn't come out right. Writing also helps me connect with other people. When I write, I tell stories. I talk about my day. I talk about what's going good in life. I talk about what I'm grateful for. It gives me a sense of something to communicate to other people. I also write about things that I've learned in books. I also write about things that I'm just thinking about, thoughts I'm having about, what's going on in the world. And so when I write, it primes me to have that conversation with people. So it makes me feel less judged because I've already done this before. And the same thing goes for talking out loud, which is the second thing I'm about to talk about. The second thing that has allowed me to understand myself better. So for example, when I film videos, I will talk to myself out loud for probably an hour before I film the video, and it allows me to understand how some of my thoughts are going to get communicated. And it, again, primes me to have that conversation, even though it's just with a camera. Sometimes I do it before I have a conversation with someone I haven't talked to in a while. Okay, what kind of conversation could I talk about, right? And so then I'll go and practice that conversation to myself. I don't care, right? Because I know for me that is helpful. So if you do struggle with anxiety, try those 2 things. They are super, super powerful. The third thing, and this is probably one of the biggest things. Because I struggled with that fear of judgment, I also felt like my intelligence, even though it was there, I always felt like people were judging me because of my intelligence. And that was partly because sometimes when I talk, again, those thoughts are getting mixed up. And although maybe I'm the only one who thinks I'm sounding like an idiot, when I have that belief about myself, my thoughts get even more scrambled. And so when I'm reading, I'm doing it to not only gain knowledge, but I'm doing it to gain perspective and awareness. So I read a lot of memoirs and I read a lot of self-help books because usually in those types of books, people are talking about their experiences with anxiety and with other mental health related issues. And so I feel a sense of closeness to them and I feel a sense of belonging to myself. Because, okay, that's something I struggle with. I acknowledge that I struggle with, but I also know that I'm working to overcome some of those issues. And so I don't feel that sense of judgment when I'm talking to other people and I'm trying to get closer to the people in my life because I know that about myself. And I've communicated in a way that other people around me know it too. So I don't feel that judgment anymore in my relationships. I know myself and they know me. And that brings me closer to them. I also read books that are super unrelated to those topics. But reading, especially over the past couple of years, has really changed my life in a profound way. So I highly recommend reading. And if you can't get a chance to sit down and read a book, Audible is amazing. Sometimes I listen to it in the car, when I'm doing laundry, when I can do something and also listen to it at the same time. It's always a win-win. And lastly, this is going to be for those of you who also struggled with social anxiety or you're struggling with social anxiety, but this is also going to be for those of you who are struggling with that confidence. And that is meeting new people. Because when you meet new people, you're raising that level of social connectedness, which is also going to help you raise that level of confidence. And if you struggle with meeting new people, this is a chance to get out of your comfort zone. Because the more uncomfortable we can get, the more we can grow as people. And when we're growing, when we're doing new things and succeeding at new things, I mean, even if we're making mistakes, we're still pushing ourselves, and that's still giving us confidence. We're either validating some of those positive beliefs about ourselves, or we're, getting rid of some of those old limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves. And again, for me, someone who struggled with social anxiety, anytime I can get a chance to meet new people and strike up a conversation with a stranger or someone in the grocery store or even an acquaintance, it always helps me feel like I'm doing something that's working on me and understanding myself more. Just to recap those 4 things that we talked about to get a better sense of belonging: reading, writing, talking out loud, and meeting new people. Those are the 4 things that have made such a huge impact on my self-esteem. Before I end today's video, I just wanted to announce that spots for my free consult are open. So if you're a parent and you're on your personal growth journey, you want to have better relationships, better confidence, I really recommend you to sign up for the consult. You'll get the chance to chat with me and talk about what you're struggling with and see how I can help. So I'm going to leave the link in the description below, and I hope I get a chance to see you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope this video was helpful and useful as always, and I will see you guys next time.